The only character so far that looks truly terrifying in Street Fighter 6 is Marisa. That archetype of juggernaut, like big body characters that do big damage, they have a command grab, they have good normals, and they usually have like armor and armor breaking moves. I like to call those juggernauts. And it feels like from what I've seen and kind of what I've played in Street Fighter 5, I think Abigail would qualify as a juggernaut. They're very hard to balance. Like before I started playing Street Fighter 5, I heard Abigail was just terrorizing people. And then when I started playing, he slowly began to get nerfed, and now he's kind of not so good. He still does damage. He's just not as good as he used to be. I don't know. I just feel like there's a delicate balance when it comes to balancing characters like this. And she looks very good so far. From like the little bit of footage I've seen, right? We can take it with a grain of salt because we haven't seen too much. But from what I've seen, she seems really good. But let's talk about why. This video is from Rufo. Hey, why don't you guys go ahead and listen to that little monkey down there and subscribe real quick. Anyways, this video is from Rufelmonger, and he goes through a couple pretty important things. I'm not going to like steal his video bar for bar or anything. I just want to show you guys a couple of things he talked about and elaborate on them a little bit with my own kind of theory crafting. This is her command list. You can see most of her moves are quarter circles. I don't think she has any DP motions. That phalanx? I don't know how to pronounce it. This is the Superman punch thing. This is actually plus. Sage made a video where he played against the Marisa bot, and she did this, and he kept trying to jab afterwards to see if it was plus, and got counter hit to hell, and ate a bunch of damage for it. So this is actually plus, and I think the EX version has armor. This down here is really interesting. What is this, scrotum? Scrotum? Scutum? I don't know how to say it, I'm sorry. This is her auto parry, though. So she does this, she goes into a parry stance. There's a whole section on it, we might take a look at it. She goes into a parry stance, and if you hit her, she will auto parry. She'll like strike back, and I think she's +3 right in your face. She can also do a command grab out of it. She can do a low, and I think she can do an overhead. And the overhead has like a follow-up if it hits. Something else that's really interesting is she can charge up all of her heavies, any of them. You know, crouch, heavy punch, stand, heavy punch, her sweep, everything she can charge up as long as it has a heavy to go with it. And Rufelmonger talks about it a little bit here, but all of those charge heavies are plus. And so you're very incentivized to charge up your fierce, right? to use that charge feature that she has. And you're probably thinking, well, if I'm playing against her and she's charging a fierce in my face, I'm just going to stick out a button and stop her. I'm going to interrupt the charge. But I think it's going to be a lot more complicated than that when people start varying their timing, or they start, sometimes they charge and like, maybe I'm going to just press it this time. Maybe I'm going to charge this time. Maybe I'm going to vary my timing a little bit. It starts to have this mind game. And eventually you might mess up and you eat a charge fierce for like, I don't know, 20, 30%. As well as the fact that if you look at the drive gauge when JP blocks it, he loses almost a bar. That's crazy. Take a look at this too. If you charge up certain moves like crouch fierce and anti-air with it, it gives a juggle and she can combo off of it. Normally she can't do this if she doesn't charge up the crouch fierce. And here's that little Superman punch I was talking about. See, it's +2. And then I think he's going to show if they crouch, it's +3. This is really, this is really scary to me. Because like her goal is to get in at the end of the day. She has these good normals, but she wants to get in and like intimidate you a little bit. And this is a really good tool for doing that, and it is plus. A game where plus frames are so hard to come by for most characters. We just talked about Manon, right? Last video, or Manon, sorry for my pronunciation. We just talked about that character. She has no normals that are plus. This character has a lot of plus frames, which is very surprising. That was like my big takeaway from this video, is that this character, one, has the armor that we knew about. She has a command grab, the big damage, but she has a lot of plus frames. I didn't think that was gonna be that way. Here's a little bit more about that guard stance I was talking about. This is what it looks like. So if JP pressed a button into this and Marisa did nothing, she would auto parry. There he picked the overhead, so that big swing is the overhead. I think here he's gonna pick the low, that little soccer kick. Kind of looks like Brian's soccer kick from Tekken. And then this has a follow-up, right? So she can do overhead into another thing, and it'll do like a big swing. I'll show you here in a second. So there's the overhead, and then here's the big swing. Kind of looks like Birdie's crouch fierce. And she does a little extra animation afterwards, I think, like Abigail. Like certain moves in Street Fighter 5, if you let them go all the way through, your character will do like extra animations, little dances and stuff that a lot of people don't see. Zeku has a lot of them too. Just a cool little detail. That thing is -21 though. That overhead, if you do it on block, the second part of it is -21. You can get a huge punish off of that. And of course, you can do her command grab here. Let's see how much damage this does. God, 25%? I think it's 25%. That's kind of what I was talking about. She has a parry, she has armor, and she also has a command grab, right? I really thought that for a long time, Abigail was a command grab character, like a grappler. But somebody explained it to me that he's more like a juggernaut, right? That's kind of his archetype. And it seems like they're making more characters that fit into that archetype. Here's a little bit of her armor breaking stuff. So her quarter circle forward punch, if you charge it up, will completely destroy this armor. And you can see, I don't even think JP's armor from that DI like even took a hit. It just completely broke and he took full damage. It says armor breakdown here in the bottom right too. Oh man, that's scary. But I don't think you can do that on reaction to a DI because you have to sit there and charge it up, and it's a quarter circle motion. So I don't think I don't know how realistic of a situation that is. This one though, where her Superman punch breaks armor, this seems kind of realistic. Like maybe you're already in the air and you see a DI, and then you put in you input it, or maybe you have a hard read on somebody, and you can just go up and do it. And if they DI, it's going to break it anyways. Her little like step kick, Spartan kick thing, that also breaks armor, but her charge heavy and like charge, heavy punch, heavy kick, those don't break armor. I'm going to put that whole Roofermonger video down in the description if you want to take a look at it. He goes on to talk about her level 1 a little bit, some more stuff about armor, and some final thoughts. There's a couple more videos on Marisa if you're thinking of playing her, but I think that one was the most in-depth, was the Roofermonger one. I don't know if he went into Capcom HQ with like a plan and like a schedule of everything that he wanted to hit, but he definitely used his time the most wisely at Capcom HQ. He has like multiple 20-minute videos on a couple different characters now. Now that's all I have on Marisa, but if you made it this far in the video, I'm pretty sure you're my target audience for this, so I'd like to make a little channel announcement. If you take a look at the bottom middle of your screen right now, you'll see my Evo fund bar, and that's to cover my flight because I severely underestimated the cost of flying out of this little town in West Texas all the way to Vegas. It comes out to like $491. So I'd like a little bit of help if you are feeling generous. But I know some people need an incentive to donate. I'm the same way, right? You want to see your money make some change. You want to see where your money's going. So I came up with a little system because I haven't registered yet, right? I haven't registered for Evo yet. And I've already, I think, gone into like the late registration thing. So I'm already going to pay a little bit extra. But what I came up with is if you donate $5 or more, you can leave a prefix or a sponsor or organization tag in your donation message. And I will put it on like a random select wheel. And when it's time for me to register, I'll make a video with it. I will spin the wheel, and whatever it lands on, I will use your prefix in front of my name at Evo. So it's going to say whatever you put, and then my name next to it. And if you donate $100 or more, I will let you pick the entire gamer tag. You can put a tag, and you can put an entire name in your donation message, and I will make a new Start GG and go by that name for my first Evo ever. If that's something you're interested in, I'm going to leave the link to donate down in the description below. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know down in the comments below, and I'll talk to you again very soon.